about to eat it all. All right, so Keto Cottage cheese lava cake. Tastes amazing, tastes just like lava cake. Hey everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Dave, and today we're making Keto Cottage cheese lava cakes. How awesome does that sound? Now here's the thing, there's lots of keto lava cake recipes, pretenders. They're not really pretenders, but there's a lot of lava cake recipes I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and stuff where you add like 3 ingredients to a bowl and then you put it in the microwave and voila, lava cake. And I've tried them and they're rarely anything like lava cake. Usually it's just some sort of soggy brownie type texture, which are fine. They hit the spot if you need like a quick thing for a sweet tooth you're struggling with. You know, every now and then we get the sweet tooth and we're on the keto diet. And most of my content lately has been keto diet related. Not all of it, so if you're not keto, there's still plenty to watch on the channel. And you could maybe try this and have a lower sugar snack at some point. But anyways, point being, I wanted to find a real official lava cake. I don't know if that's what we found, but it's certainly what we're trying to find today. We're gonna start off with a half a cup of cottage cheese blended up in some sort of like a Ninja Chop type item, food processor, anything like that, whatever you got. I use a Ninja Chop because it's what I own and it's like 25, 30 bucks. I'll put a link to that down below if you want to get one yourself. I do use it all the time for these recipes. But anyways, so take a half a cup of cottage cheese and blend it up. The goal is to find a real substitute for like a steakhouse lava cake that just melts. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. Crazier things have happened. So take another bowl. It looked like there was a hair in it. There's not, don't worry. It's not hairy food. Anyways, I know that's a fast and furious intro, but we're getting right into it. We want to make this lava cake. We want it to be the world's best Keto Cottage cheese lava cake, which means we got to get to work. That was a 1/4 cup of almond flour that I just added to my bowl. I know you're already asking yourself, this guy, does he work at some sort of famous restaurant? 5-star? Seems like it. Okay, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. No, I do not. Have I ever? No. I was a fish fryer at the Fish Tales in Westbrook, Connecticut, 30 years ago. But yeah, that's the extent of my restauranting or professional chefing. It was to be the fry cook. Actually, they didn't let me fry it a lot. They'd let me batter it. It was weird. It was scrod. Ugh. And was it the fishtail? It might have been called something else. I can't remember. So anyways, I just added 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I think I got distracted by talking, but I think I did. That's what you're supposed to do. But anyways, so no professional training. I just like cooking. I think it's fun. And so as far as coming up with recipes, we're always coming up with new ones because I've got the help of ChatGPT on my side creating the recipes. You're now gonna add a 1/4 cup of your favorite keto-friendly sweetener. I'm using this Truvia stevia leaf, which is just basically pure erythritol with a little bit of stevia leaf extract and some fumes. 1/4 cup of that. But we've been having fun on this channel for over 2 years now making recipes. Not always ChatGPT. Sometimes I would just browse the web for the best recipes, use my own recipes. But we want to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder to this. And we're gonna add some salt. And just a pinch of that. Now what I set out to do when I created the channel was create a cooking channel that was someone who didn't have it all perfectly put together. Because I was watching a lot of YouTube cooking content and everyone seemed so perfect. They never made mistakes. They always had their ingredients lined up and pre-measured perfectly and 15 different ramekins for every ingredient. And I'm just sitting there a mess, as I am when I cook. You can see it in real time, just watch my videos. Wondering if anyone else cooks like me at all. And if they do cook like me, who are they watching? And so I decided, since I couldn't find any cooks like that on YouTube, to just start my own channel. Why am I giving you the backstory? I don't know. I just had a soda. I'm feeling a little hyper. Let's set this bowl aside and get another bowl. You know what it is? I think I'm monologuing a bit about the channel because it started to see a lot of growth. So a lot of new people are here. They may not know the backstory of it. We're gonna put an egg into a bowl. But I guess I'm also just kind of excited that, the thing I thought there was maybe a need for, normal, relatable, average cooking channel. Maybe I was right. Maybe there is a lot of you who cook like me, because in the comments I'm seeing more and more, oh my gosh, Dave, you cook just like me. Oh, it's so refreshing to see someone who cooks as messily as me, or, is so off the cuff when cooking like me. So I think there's a lot more people that cook like this than you may think. And in the beginning when the channel came out, a lot of people pushed back and were looking for super refined, perfect recipes, but I think this, is clearly an audience like you guys, and I want to thank you for coming by and subscribing and hanging out with me and watching my videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you did, and check out some of my other videos. I got a lot of really cool ones, over, I think, 130 videos like this. I think you'll enjoy them all. If you enjoy one, you'd probably enjoy them all, so check them out. That helps me out, and I do appreciate it. All right, so we got our eggs and vanilla, and now into the eggs and vanilla, we're gonna add our cottage cheese. Remember, we blended that up, blendified that earlier on. It's a half a cup of blend Wow, all right, I'm done. Smooth cottage cheese, let's say it that way. Half a cup of smooth cottage cheese goes in there and mix it in with your eggs and your vanilla. Get it all nice and integrated like so. So it's gonna be the dough, I think, like for the cake part of the lava cake, as far as I can tell. And now we're gonna gradually add our dry ingredients to the wet. So I'm gonna add a little bit, stir it up, add a little bit more, stir that up. This isn't gonna make a huge yield, but when it comes to desserts, you don't want a huge yield anyways. And then the last little bit, and stir that up. Get it all nice. This bowl's a little small for this, I'm realizing, but it's gonna work. It's gonna be okay. So hopefully this lava cake knocks the other ones out of the park, but I really don't know. I've never tried the recipe before. It's kind of another thing on this channel. We don't pre-test. We don't pre-test, heck, half the time I don't even read the instructions. And I end up screwing it up. So, you know, again, real kitchen, guys, real kitchen. I definitely still have some chunks of cottage cheese. I could have done a better job smoothing the cottage cheese, but that's all right. It should be okay, I hope. It's not gonna taste like cottage cheese though, don't worry. But yeah, so that's gonna be the cake part, and then we're gonna make the center filling. Now, I'm supposed to grease 2 ramekins and set our oven to 350. As far as the ramekins go, I'll put a link to these. These are super cheap. These are only a couple bucks at the Wally World. We're going to Wally World. I'm gonna use butter because I can't find my Pam spray. I'd rather use the Pam spray because, I don't know, I feel like I'm, you know, messing up this whole stick of butter for this, sacrificing it to the ramekin, but that's okay. I wanna make sure it's nice and greasy. So I guess the yield is gonna be 2 lava cakes. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky, the filling. The filling part of this is where I get a little lost. No, it's actually very clear. I'm not lost. I misread it. We're good. It's actually comically clear. All you need is 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate, sugar-free chocolate chips. That's a mouthful. I've got the Lilies, and hopefully I have 2 tablespoons worth. 1. I'm gonna do heaping tablespoons because, you know, I'm a sweets addict. Don't eat too much of this fake sugar though, because you will get a little bit of a tummy ache, and you won't be able to be near people for about an hour. 2 tablespoons of dark chocolate Lilies with 1 tablespoon of heavy cream or butter. Do you want butter or heavy cream? Which would be better? I don't like when they give me options like that. Heavy cream means you have to buy another ingredient. Let's do butter. I feel like most people already have butter, and also butter is 0 carbs and heavy cream has like a little tiny bit of carbs. You're not gonna throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Take it out, mix it up, take it out, mix it up until it's fully melted. Take our ramekins back over here. All right, let's see, is this melted after 30? It was really 25. It's already almost melted after 25 seconds. I kind of thought that might be the case. So here's our filling, that's our lava. Make sure it's nice and mixed. Now you're gonna take a little bit of this batter and dump it into the bottom of each ramekin, like so. I'm gonna just make sure I've got a nice layer. Now we're gonna take a tablespoon, of the lava with our tablespoon and just pour it right into the center here. And then do the same with the other one. That's our lava. That sounds pretty good. Now we cover it up, like so. Hopefully you can see all this. I try to use multiple cameras so that you won't miss anything, but sometimes it's hard because you're trying not to mess up the recipe while recording. So like that seems like a bit of a fail. Because I feel like the lava just kind of splurted to the sides instead of staying in the middle. So now, I don't know. This might have been a flop. Maybe I put too much on the bottom. Here, I'll try to cover it with the batter stuff. This recipe is gonna come out badder than I thought. Batter. See what I did there, guys? All right, so this might not work, we'll see. I think what I should do, or what you should do if you do this at home, is like make a little indent, put less on the bottom, then make a little indent and dump it in, but not too big of an indent because you don't want to touch the bottom. Anyways, it still looks like it's gonna taste good. We're gonna throw it in the oven at 350 degrees. The point is, I don't think the lava is gonna be in the center like I wanted it to be. I think that the density of the batter pushed it to the side. Maybe I should have gone, anyways, there's a lot of ways we could have done it to try to do it better, but it's our first time making it. So if it tastes good and there's still that liquidy chocolate, then I think we know it's a good recipe and we can slowly work on making it a little bit better each time, have a little better presentation. Okay, so it's been like 10 minutes since we put the lava cakes in. I was rereading the instructions and it literally says in the instructions to make sure that the top layer completely encapsulates the lava, which I totally failed at. So this is not gonna really look that lava-y, but hopefully it's still good. It doesn't really look done after 10, but the recipe says 9 to 12 minutes, so let's give it 2 more minutes and see how it looks. All right, guys, I'm kind of concerned about these. I don't know if it's working, but it's been like 20 minutes, so at this point, I'm risking burning them. I'm gonna get them out without burning or dropping. Uno, See how like liquidy they look in the middle? That might be okay. We're gonna let them rest for a minute, but I'm a little nervous about this. All right, I have a strong sensation that this is a fail recipe. Sometimes we have those on this channel, but that's kind of cool because when that happens, you get to go off and try to perfect it and experiment on your own, and you can let us know if we did something wrong, what it was. But I have some theories if it doesn't work. What we're supposed to do is let it rest for like a minute or two, then flip it out. How hot is it? Does it scorch your hand hot? Yeah, kinda. Supposed to flip it out onto a plate. I expect this to go poorly and it to just splatter everywhere. Come on. Oh, what timing. What timing. Right when I did that, my camera died. You know what, honestly, that did not go as poorly as I thought it would. Of course, the camera died right when I did it, but I think that camera was recording. Look, it does actually kind of look like a lava cake. Look at that, kind of. But see down here, the top didn't cook. The top is not cooked, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it cooked all the way through, guys. This one actually looks a little bit better. Should we try the other one? Let's look at the other one. There is one tip that they had given in this recipe that I ignored because I didn't really understand it. And I'll tell you what that is. Let me flip this one. Oh, that one's worse. Well, look, you know what? It's fine. I don't know that this is better than any of the other lava cakes I've tried making. Let's see if it tastes good. This one at least doesn't look undercooked, but it doesn't look very good either. Well, it actually does taste very good. Hold on now, hold the phone. That is the best representation of a lava cake I've had on keto. It's actually really tasty. So if you could figure out like the little things that would make the final product look better, form better, I think this really could be a great recipe. Okay, so the tip I didn't follow was the water bath tip. It said for an even more luxurious texture, bake the ramekins in a water bath. I don't know how to do that, but this helps it to cook evenly without the edges getting overcooked and the center being undercooked, which is literally what happened to me. So the cooking them in a water bath is a really interesting idea. Let me see what that means. It's called a bain-marie. Place ramekins in a baking dish inside a larger deep baking dish or roasting pan. Add water. Fill the large dish with hot water until it reaches halfway up the sides of the ramekins or baking dish. Okay, so basically take a baking dish, fill it with water, then put the ramekins in, and then it would cook more evenly. But honestly, it actually tastes really good, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know if this is really healthy or not, but this is like a keto Cool Whip that I feel like would go really good with it. It's called True Whip. And you could do like some raspberries or something. I mean, this is pretty decadent. We're really getting into dessert territory on the keto diet here. With some of the lava cake. That's heavenly. It's heavenly, guys. The taste is heavenly. The look was not great, but come on. How many of you out there always cook something that looks perfect? The taste is what matters. So you know, I would recommend this. But I recommend you do the trick where you use like a big baking pan, you know, like a brownie pan or something. It's got to be kind of bigger than that. Your roasting pan, turkey roasting pan. Put water in it and then set the ramekins down, and then it should cook even and come out looking more lava cakey. It's one thing I didn't do that I probably should have done, but either way, it still tastes great. It's not terrible. Also, making sure that you get the lava filling completely covered would have probably helped me as well. I'm about to eat it all. All right, so Keto Cottage cheese lava cake. Tastes amazing, tastes just like lava cake. We could work on execution. You guys are all better cooks than me, so I'm sure you can do it better. Do it, please, and tag me in an Instagram picture. I put a link to my Instagram somewhere here on my page, like Cooking W Dave or something, because Cooking with Dave was taken. Or Cooking Dave, that's what it is, Cooking_Dave. So send me pictures of yours when you made it, and I'm sure it'll look better. But the taste is great. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.